everyone, it's Robin, and welcome back for another processing video. I have been MIA, I know. I have like three processing videos that I need to voice over and get up on YouTube that I did prior to moving my parents cross country, so that's why you haven't seen me in quite a few weeks. This one is of my daughter Shelby back when she was in 8th grade. It was for her 8th grade formal, and I'm using just some miscellaneous papers from, I think I bought these back in February, a Sprinkled with Love kit or something that I had ordered from 2Ps. This was before I did Scraptastic Club, but I decided to use this paper because her dress was orange with a pink chiffon overlay, and that's exactly the colors in that polka dotted paper, the bokeh print paper here, and it's by Sprinkled with Love, and it's called Secret Admirer by Webster's Pages. And then I'm using this yellow background, also from the same, it's called Love Notes. And then this apple paper I haven't used yet, so I'm just lightly using a thin border of that to mount her picture on. And then I'm going to use some items from the sticker sheet. So I'm very happy I was starting to use some of these products that I've had for a while. And then I just had some miscellaneous tidbits from Elle Studio that I'm going to use as embellishments. And you're going to have to excuse me, I did this some weeks ago, probably a good month and a half ago, so I'm not quite sure my way of thinking. That's why it's so important to do a voiceover right afterwards, but I got busy, and my husband and I steal his headphones. I need to get my own pair, but he uses them during the day because he teleworks, so I have to wait until I can borrow them. So I am up at 6 o'clock this morning doing voiceover so I can hopefully get some of these videos up. But here I just decided to map my photo first. I don't have a design in mind yet, as I ever really do. Very rarely do I use a sketch. I do have a layout that I'm going to try and voice over and get up soon as well, that I did use a sketch for, and I did it on National Scrapbooking Day. I know, that was May 4th, so how late am I with that? But anyway, better late than never. Here I'm using my knotted wood chalk ink that I got in the mail. I did get in a Scraptastic kit, but these papers that I bought and that I'm using, I had not belonged to a kit club yet, so I decided to pull those out and use them. But so this was Shelby 4 years ago. She was an 8th grader, like I said at the time, and it was her 8th grade formal. And she had picked out this dress online. We don't have a lot of places to go shopping here in Dover. It's the capital of Delaware, but that doesn't mean that we have the shopping and the restaurants and things that for big shopping, we usually have to drive 45 minutes north or south. And I think we just ordered this one online from Dillard's or something. And but it was a prettiest little dress, and I had to do a little bit of taking in around the waistband for her, but it's so hard to order online because sizes aren't true sizes for every brand name. You know, an 8, well, actually this was a 4. A 4 in one place and a 4 in another place don't necessarily match up. So I would rather take in than have to let out. So I had worked on this dress a little bit for her, but she looked absolutely beautiful, and she had her braces here in this picture, and she did her own hair, and she had a little boyfriend at the time, and they just had a blast. And I can't believe it. It literally seems like yesterday. I think her daddy had a hard time because this was like her first formal thing she went to as a young girl. So I don't know if he was quite ready for that. But anyway, Shelby's my softball player, and so a lot of times we see her in cleats, and she's dirty and, you know, having a great time, and bat in hand or glove and ball. And she's a pitcher. She plays third. She's a really good first baseman, even though she hasn't played first in a while, and she has done left and right field as well, but she's a really good infielder, and she loves third base. And I remember very first time she played third base, it was about this age, And she's like, it was her little league team at the time because she was on school ball, little league, and travel ball. And something happened to the little league third baseman. They weren't there that day or something, and so they had Shelby fill in, and she goes, I am not a third baseman. I am not a third baseman. And they're like, well, we need you. So she kind of hopped on, and after a while, her freshman year, it was before freshman season started, they had optional winter practices, and she went to every single one, hoping to get on the team. Her high school is really big school, so it's very hard to make even the JV teams there. But she happened as a freshman, her and her friend Cassidy, who she's grown up with since we've moved here. Shelby was 4th grade when we moved here. They both, as freshmen, made varsity, so that was extremely exciting. But at the time when Shelby was trying out, she had just played outfield for her travel ball team, never considered for infield. And so they were doing these drills in the gym, and one of the coaches was like, why are you signed up for outfield? You're an infielder. And she goes, no, I play outfield. He goes, no, I'm telling you, you're an infielder. So he talked to the main coach, and they tried her out. They took her out of the outfield group and put her in the infield group, and that is where she really learned to play. She started off being the first baseman and did a great job, and hadn't played first either. But she's just a good utility player. Wherever you need her, she can play, and she has done a great job everywhere she's been. She just loves the game. Politics get to her sometimes, but that's with everything, unfortunately. But she's already learned a lot of hard life lessons that most adults are just learning, or people don't come up across until they're adults. So as hard as it is sometimes to watch and let your kids go through, it can be a good thing in the long run for when they are older and they face problems in adversity and politics and such. They're used to it, and they're like, okay, and they have just a little more experience with that and don't necessarily make bad choices and freak out right away. So this page is turning out beautifully. I'm really liking, I don't use washi tape a lot, but this was a wood grain washi tape that I picked up at AC Moore, and I really like it on this page, and it kind of grounds it. And she's standing in front of our tree out front, so I just thought that kind of tied that nicely together. And I take this down below in the right corner. I have this beautiful U laser cut that I did get from a Scraptastic kit, and I hadn't used it yet. And it just went with this picture because she's my child, and she's beautiful not only on the outside but on the inside as well. And it's hard to believe she just graduated this high school this weekend. So I love scrapbooking prior photos, but at the same time, sometimes my husband will come down to see what I'm doing, and he starts looking through the pages or pictures that I have in my craft room, and he's like, Mama, look at the babies, look at our babies. And I'm like, I know. So I love scrapbooking them, but at the same time I get a little teary just because time has gone by so fast. So it's okay though. I don't mind. I love this hobby so much. I wish I could do it all the time. I'm going to hop on and scrapbook a little bit today. I'm rusty. I've been out of it for like 3.5, almost 4 weeks now. And, when you scrapbook all the time, you're in this groove and you have ideas just popping in your head, popping in your head, popping in your head. And then when you step away from it, it's almost like you have to warm up again. But I will take that challenge today and get back to it. So I'm very excited about that. I keep trying to get my husband down there to scrapbook with me. I mean, I watch sports with him. Actually, no, I like sports. That our kids got into sports. I didn't really care for them too much when we were first married. I lied to him and told him I did. Just like he lied to me and said he liked to dance, but he doesn't. So, Anyway, I'm like, come on, Eric. It's art. There's male painters and there's male this and that, dancers and singers. It's all art. There's male scrapbookers too. And he's like, I just don't know what I would do. But I think he'd surprise himself. I think he'd do okay. He does like to play with the tools downstairs, though. You know, the paper cutters and the, you know, the punches and all that kind of stuff. So someday, I'll have him make a page for fun. We'll do that together on YouTube or something funny and different that we haven't done before. I didn't like the white of that laser cut with this layout because there was so much color. So I'm just taking my mists here. I think it's Bubblegum and by Lindy Stamp Gang, or Cotton Candy. And I should have stuck just with this lighter color, but I decided to introduce a darker pink as well. And I just kind of overdid it, but that's okay. It tied in all right with the page. And I put that down there in the bottom quarter. And this butterfly, there wasn't a lot of beige on the page, so I'm also using that to paint the butterfly wings in just a little bit to marry it with the rest of the page. And these butterflies are from Teresa Collins that came in one of my Scraptastic kits as well. Oh, my camera's having a hard time adjusting here. Yep, Cotton Candy Pink and Hibiscus Rose. Now these have some shimmer to them. Lindy Stamp Gang, if you don't like shimmer, they do have some flat sprays as well. I don't have any of them yet, but my friend Dorit here on YouTube does, and she's talked about some before. So I'm sure you know her, but if not, go check out her page. And IRIT, that's how you spell her name. You can Google her here. Google her. Just search her name on the in the search bar, and her videos will pop up. She's amazing to watch, and a friend of mine here on YouTube. And but she's the one that got me started on these Lindy Stamp Gang inks or mists, and I love them to pieces. So this page is probably close to being done. It doesn't have a formal title. I call it Beautiful You because of that laser cut I just did. I'm trying to read what some of these others say. From the sticker sheet, one says Be You, and in the upper right hand corner of the picture on the right, I took the branding strip from a Simple Stories branding strip, and I used the Simple Stories, which is the brand name of the paper. But the story is simple, just a beautiful young girl going out to her first formal dance, and she was very excited, and she looked great. And we were late getting to her friend's house for pictures because I was taking so many at our house. She's like, Mom, we've got to go. And I'm like, I know, I just want a few more pictures before everybody else crowds around. So here I'm using a rub-on, and I wasn't sure if it would work on this washi tape, and it did. So if you ever want to experiment with that, rub-ons work on washi tape. So if you want to make a background and use some of those up, give it a whirl. I don't know if every rub-on will, but these did. And I want to say these were from Studio Calico. And I just used, you could use a popsicle stick. I already had this roller. One side is flat, and then the other side is like a round ball, like it from an ink pen, but obviously no ink. And it just kind of rolls around, and I use it for thinner parts. And here I just kind of scrape off the tail of that. Oh, it didn't need to be that long. And I think actually a piece broke off, so I just used my nail and took the excess off. I'm adding some enamel dots here in pink and gold. I remember some school dances I had gone to, and I always seemed to have more fun when I went with my girlfriends than I did when I had a date. But this young boy in particular was her very first boyfriend. So, and they were together for a little bit, and just about a year, I think. And they liked each other since she moved here, but they finally started dating in 8th grade. And so she was uber excited to go on this. this date/dance thing, and I think that's probably another reason why her daddy had a hard time because she wasn't going with just some girlfriends. So anyway, I'm doing just a little bit of journaling here. So in years to come, people who look at this page know the story behind it, and I think that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. This is my happy and always and forever extraordinary. I put one of those bows up there, and that's it. So I hope you get inspired to use like this color combination of an aqua or a teal and pink and orange. It was fun. I threw some yellow in there as well, and those are colors you don't use too often together, but they work out beautifully well. So thank you for joining me. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.